When I say commitment, I don't mean just making a choice and you move in together and you get married and you're wearing a ring, so now you're committed. That's commitment on paper. Commitment on paper is not commitment. What commitment has to do with the control of your attention.
Commitment does not mean forever. Commitment means 100% of your energy.
You are wondering if, well, what if I find somebody better? And this is extremely damaging to your relationships. When I feel like I'm not good enough, when I feel like I'm not worthy, I start to see my partner as not good enough. What that does is it keeps one eye on the sky, always looking for something better, because I'm not good enough. I see my partner is not good enough, therefore I could find something better. Notice how if I'm in a relationship with Annie, and at the same time, I am wondering if I might find somebody better. So I'm at breakfast and I'm looking at other people, or when I scroll Instagram and I'm wondering, oh, that person's attractive. They're more attractive in this way. What if they fulfill this need that Annie's not fulfilling? I'm using some of my attention in all of those different areas. And notice how every time I spend my thoughts and I spend my attention, I'm spending energy that can't be spent towards my relationship. You have to realize that no one chooses a partner because they're better than another partner. Now, once you choose them, you might tell a story that says, oh, I like this person because they're better than my ex. And this whole list of things that you've told yourself that you really, really wanted, and now you found, and so you found a better partner. But the reality is, that partner didn't show up because they're better, and you didn't choose them because they're better. You chose them because their templates match yours. When I say that their templates match, it means that inside you have programs around what love is. When your mom was pregnant with you, she had experiences in her life. She experienced anxiety and she worried about things, and she was talked to in a certain way by her husband. And you, the fetus, developed in the energy that she experienced, but you had no filter. And so you adopted all of the programs that she was experiencing while she was pregnant with you. Then in your childhood, you might think that you learn what you're told. And so your parents tell you certain things and how to behave and what is good and what is love. But the reality is you learn that love is what you're shown. You feel it through the experiences you have with your parents. So if your mother was always worried and anxious, you learn that anxiety and worry are love. And you take those into your relationships pervasively. Later on in life, you experience your current relationship through the distorted lens of this love programming you adopted early on in your life. So your job now is to reprogram what love actually is, so you stop mistranslating this anxiety and chaotic feeling you feel around certain people as love and infatuation. Oftentimes when we're in a relationship, we get connected to somebody because our templates match, the programs that I'm running are compatible with the programs that Anastasia is running. And as a result of those programs matching, we show up and we're excited to be around each other. At some point, that excitement dies. When that excitement starts to dwindle because the chaos that we are used to translating as love starts to become normalized in our system, well, then we're like, well, this is getting boring. Where's that feeling of excitement? Well, what if someone else shows up and can bring me that excitement? The problem is that excitement you are translating as love is not actually love, it's anxiety. As you have adopted programs that are having you mistranslate signals in your relationship, and then you install beliefs in yourself that have you perceive the relationship in disadvantageous ways. So we have to understand that your beliefs about yourself create your experience of your partnership. Your beliefs about your partnership and what it should look like create your experience of your partnership. We've watched so many Disney movies, we've watched so much propaganda on television and even on YouTube where you see someone open the door and they run and they jump on each other and they start making out and you're like, oh, that's love, that's the love I want. That's not actually a real relationship. Maybe somebody has that in their honeymoon period when they're operating on codependent patterns, but that's not something that is sustainable in a relationship.
And yet you keep comparing Your general lack of being pushed up against the wall by your partner, like you see on TV, and then you think that it's not love. We don't have it. We don't have the spark. It's dull.
So if you believe that you should have this chaos and this excitement and this anxiety and this energy in your relationship 24/7 all the time, not only are you missing the natural rhythms that every relationship will have, but you are actually looking for something that isn't even love and that will not bring you to the relationship you're actually asking for. Because ultimately, we don't want something that is fireworks 24/7. We want to build a container for our relationship that is safe. And what that means is we need to be clear on our agreements, meaning who are we to each other within our relationship? What are we gonna do? What are our expectations of each other? So that we're clear on that part. And then we also have to be willing to work on our own programs so that we're not just operating on this program that anxiety is love, as you're actually focusing your attention on your partner. You are choosing your partner, understanding that your partner showed up in your life because your templates match. You realize that it's not up to you whether you stay with your partner forever or at some point it's time for you to part ways. We spend so much energy debating about whether you should stay or go or whether you should choose somebody else. But the reality is you don't choose the events. The events happen as a result of the changes in your own energy and your own templates. So as you evolve and your templates change, where your partner's templates maybe don't change as much, well, now there's a magnetic repulsion that starts to happen, and gradually events will automatically happen that will drive you apart. You don't have to make those choices. However, we spend a ton of energy wondering if we can find something better, if we should stay, if we should go, what it means for our future, how long we should commit. And we start projecting ourselves into a delusional future that isn't based on the way these energetic interactions actually happen. So if we come from the standpoint that we came together because our templates match and we leave when our templates no longer match, well, commitment is a recognition of that. It's letting go of your need to make all of these extra choices and looking around as if you need to be aggressive in a certain fashion, and coming back to the recognition that when it's time for you to cross paths with somebody, it's a result of you having matching templates. Those resonate. When they resonate, they cause you to face each other energetically. And then you move through your life and eventually you cross paths and meet each other. That recognition will help you understand, why do these people come into your life when you're in a relationship? So if I'm in a relationship and all my exes start coming out of the woodwork and they start texting me, well, that's my programming. So if I have a program that has these cat and mouse games or unavailability programs that make me chase somebody when they're not available emotionally, well, when I start to question and my beliefs start to get activated in my relationship and my codependent programs start to come up in my relationship, those programs start to activate templates in other people around me. So those other people start marching into my life. And if those people start marching into my life, well, they're giving me an opportunity to make new choices around those outdated programs, because ultimately, I don't want to chase unavailable people. I don't want to activate my hero programs or help damsels in distress who are activating these prenatal programs that are autopilot templates that determine how my relationships work. My job is to have as much personal responsibility within my relationship as I can, so that I can start to refocus my attention on the things that I can control and let go of the things that are up to the universe. The things that are up to the universe are, when do I come together and who do I come together with? When do I leave? The things that I can control are, can I take responsibility for meeting my own needs, for making sure that my needs are met so that I'm not demanding that my partner meet my needs and instead can enjoy fulfilling my desires. As a result, I can connect much more deeply with my partner, and I stop energizing all these outdated templates that bring all of these people into my life that make me question my relationship. So now my templates change. And as a result of my templates changing, I connect with my partner better. My relationship changes because I changed. When I change, my partner changes. I don't need her to be different. I don't need her to change. I don't need her to do special work so I can say we're both growing together. I take care of myself. I trust the process that the universe brings me through. And as a result, the right events and the right circumstances and the right challenges and the right conflicts come up to either help us grow together or help us grow apart if that's what is meant to happen. My job within that is always to take personal responsibility for the way that I feel, for the things that I want to happen, for the things that I feel resentful for the things that I wish she did but she never agreed to do. All of these things are my responsibility so that I can step away from my programming, reprogram it, and enrich my relationship.
In our relationship, I feel zero trap, and it's not because of anything that Ryan does. It is my internal world and my internal worldview that has changed.
We don't need to lock something down and chain somebody to the wall so that we can feel safe in a relationship. Our safety in our relationship does not come from the external circumstances. It comes from our ability to cultivate safety within ourselves first. That makes our relationship safe, that makes us committed within our relationship, and that allows our relationship to grow in all the ways that it has grown over the years that we've been together.
With all the energy that I am no longer using, looking over there, checking up on that person, saying happy birthday to someone I've known for years and years that we've always had a little crush on each other. With all of that energy recalled back into me, I'm able to funnel it into making my relationship awesome.
Most of the time, when you have opposite sex friends that you keep in your life that show up occasionally, or they're actually good friends and you spend time with them, part of your energy is funneling into them, and less energy is funneling into your partnership, even if it is a platonic friendship. So if you have a platonic friend who there's nothing that would be considered cheating that's going on in this relationship, I'm not talking about cheating here. What I'm talking about is an energetic quality that occurs as a result of where you pour your attention. So if you are pouring your attention into someone who is not your partner, and you're going out to lunch with them and you're doing things with them, imagine all the things you're not doing with your partner at the same time. And could you put that energy into your partnership instead? So if you are simultaneously subtly dissatisfied in your relationship and looking around, but you have places in your life where you're looking around and you're hanging out with other people of opposite sex, or doing a bunch of things that are taking energy away from your relationship, that focus and the beliefs about yourself that cause you to have that focus and to keep that person in your back pocket is a big part of what's creating the dissatisfaction in the first place.
Even if your partner is cool with you having friends of the opposite sex while you're in a committed relationship, that is their own programming coming to the surface, their own fear of abandonment, making them mold themselves into a super cool, not needy version of themselves for you, because they don't want the relationship to end and they don't want to seem controlling.
And as a result of that, you have a situation where neither of you is actually connecting to each other, and you're just taking a saturation of energy and thinning it out throughout your entire relationship. So is it appropriate to have opposite sex friends in your relationship? It's okay if you want a crappy relationship, but if you really want to enrich your relationship, it's really important to bring that energy back to your container, to set better boundaries with friends who are not inside this relationship, because ultimately you don't need a bunch of opposite sex friends. You're using that so that you have a safety net in case your current relationship doesn't go the way that you want. So that if your current relationship doesn't go the way you want, you can escape and have one of these people available so you don't have to be alone, so you don't have to confront your abandonment wounds, so you don't have to process your own programming. But I'm here to tell you, you have to process your own programming either way. That programming is what's causing you to look in the ways that you're looking. My instruction for you today is to recognize all of these different energy leaks that you are operating on, where you're letting your attention sway to different places in your life so that you can bring it back in and see how that enriches your relationship starting the moment you do it.